So, Parkway Drive still a thing? Hi people, and hello my Chili Con Carnage crew, it's Chili here, and I'm bringing you a 5-minute review on Parkway Drive's newest album, Darker Still. Despite my dismissive tone, I got nothing against Parkway Drive. In fact, excluding a reaction I did to their song The Greatest Fear, I don't think I have really heard any of their songs. So, fans of the band, think of this review as an outsider looking in. Maybe this video can offer a fresh take on your favourite band or someone to leave an angry comment on. Who knows, but as I have said, I've heard The Greatest Fear and I thought that's a pretty cool song. Choral vocals played out over an epic guitar riff which, as listener Sergio pointed out, was originally from Year Zero by Samael, but in different tuning. I like the idea of taking a riff and changing it up for your song. It's like an Easter egg for keen-eared listeners. I found myself transfixed on their next song, Darker Still, which sounds at first like some spaghetti western theme with the acoustic guitar and whistling. Yes, it's a power ballad, but rarely do they work in this day and age, so it's rare to hear one this grandiose, so epic, and maybe slightly over the top, but in a good way, and still stick the landing. The build-up is worth it for this song. Another decent track is Land of the Lost, which is odd because it contains a lot of electronic rock segments, and viewers of this channel will know my disdain for that style. I have to say that I don't hate all electronic rock, just for the record. Just most of it. I'm not the biggest fan of that style, but it can work pretty well, and this song, while I mentioned is somewhat electronic, is more a background or atmospheric in use. In other words, it's there but not overpowering, except for the guitar solo. That part does not work for me. This song deals with capitalism and how we are all replaceable, which raises an interesting and philosophical question, but for a 5-minute review I could never cover it in time. So let's just say it's duly noted and move on. Speaking of capitalism, this record has a few faults in tracks which I feel must be pointed out here. When I first heard the song When a God Can Bleed, I thought the band were going to take a Nick Cave approach in their songwriting, which could have been interesting, but when it got to finishing that first verse and we got hit with the then I realised this was just another generic slow tempo piece. If you want a truly haunting song that leaves you with moral ambiguity, then leave it to the lyrical genius that is Nick Cave. Also, the album wanes in interest after about the 6th track, and this is just me, but the tracks start to sound very bland and similar, with exception to the aforementioned Land of the Lost, and the darkly larger-than-life closer track, From the Heart of Darkness,
through the valley of death,
which utilises the 300 chant in the same way Melverse does. Pretty cool touch. I've talked this album over with a friend who is a fan, and he mentioned that this album is quite different to their older stuff, but I'm not even sure if it's for me. This album wasn't bad and had some really cool moments, like with the songs Like Napalm and Ground Zero, but when the same very staccato guitar notes are applied across multiple tracks, it starts to feel old and lame. Like, it's a decent technique for 1 or 2 songs, but vary it up a little bit please. Overall, I would give this album about 3 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite tracks being Like Napalm, The Greatest Fear, and Land of the Lost. This album may have not turned my sights onto the band, but I won't give up hope yet. Let me know below, people, what you thought of this album and what you would suggest I should start at for Parkway Drive. And don't forget to stop and like a small channel like this one. Everyone, stay spicy out there. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Live Listen Erased. And if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you share it with all your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our Chili Con Carnage crew so you can get notified for all the future videos that we put out, as we put out videos every Friday. Also, we are on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter over at Live Listener Race, so make sure to tune in over there. And don't forget to like this video so that our manager can stay very happy.